Morning, everybody. Welcome to the quiz. It's Wednesday morning. There are 15 questions, 3 sections of 5 each. And remember the usual rules. You can write the answers down, you can shout them out, or you can just remember them. Here we go. Here's the first section. And given all the flowers that are blooming outside, I thought I would test your knowledge on flowers. So I'm going to show you 5 different flowers, and you have to try to work out what the flowers are. Here's the first one. You see a lot of those on lawns. Is that too much of a clue? Sorry. So I wait a couple of seconds and I might give it. You don't need clues, do you? So that's the first one. There's the second one. What sort of flower is that? That's the third one. I think they've all gone now. They tend to come out in spring. That's the third one. That's the fourth one. Now, I'll give you a clue for this one because it might be a bit more difficult. So if you don't want to listen to the clue, just block your ears now. But the clue is, what sort of shape are they? And that's the last one of the flower section there. And again, if you want a clue, it's coming up. If you don't want to hear it, then block your ears. So the clue is, you often, I think most of these are produced in a country called Holland. Okay, so that's the section on flowers. The next section is on children's television. All sorts of questions on children's television. So if you don't watch television, that's fine. You won't score very highly, but it probably means you're doing lots of healthy things outside instead. Here we go. That's the first question. So which television program for children gives these badges? And they usually give them if you've done something special. And in fact, there's a girl in the senior school who just got one of these badges a couple of weeks ago. So which television program for children gives these badges? What's the name, or who is this famous train? That's the second one. Third, you probably recognize the character, but I want the name of the cat, please. So what's the name of the cat that belongs to that character? This is a program called In the Night Garden. And what's the name of this character? And it doesn't matter if you can't spell it. I'm not even sure I got the right spelling myself. So what's the name of this character? And finally, who does this hat belong to? The character comes from a book, was a TV series for a while. And if you want a clue, there's now been a couple of films about this character. So who does that hat belong to? That comes on to the final section, and this is a letter of the alphabet. This time all answers begin with an A. So here we go. I hope you get that one right. One of these a day keeps a doctor away, they used to say. What's that? Who's that? Now what's that? Begins with an A. Healthy food. What's it called? And I know those are dogs, but what breed of dogs are those? So last week we had a beagle, I think it was. So what's the breed of dog this week? What are they called? And the final one, that's quite tricky, isn't it? Do you know what that's called? It's a little creature, and it looks like it's got armor plating on. But it begins with A. Okay, that's all the questions. 15 questions, 3 sections of 5. So let's go through the answers now. Here we go. The first section was the flowers. So that flower was a daisy. You can make daisy chains. They're often on lawns. Small flowers, but very pretty. Daisy. Next one, of course, is a rose. I think we had a picture of a rose on the very first quiz that we did. And you can see the thorns on the stem there. So that's a rose. That's a daffodil. And the Latin name is Narcissus narcissus. That's a daffodil, spring flower. That's a bluebell. It looks like a bell and it's blue. It's called a bluebell. You often see them in woods. See, beautiful when you see a blanket of these out. Bluebell. And the final one is tulip or tulips. If you got that right, well done. That's quite tricky. And we're going on to the television programs. First one, the television program that gives children these badges is Blue Peter. It's been around for years. When I was a boy, I used to watch it. So Blue Peter. That famous train is Thomas the Tank Engine. The name of that cat is JESS. Okay, so Postman Pat and his black and white cat, JESS. So well done if you got that. This one is Macapaca, and I'm fairly sure that's how you spell it, but I could be wrong. So Macapaca is from In the Night Garden. And that hat belongs to Paddington. Okay, so that hat belongs to Paddington the bear. So it was a book, then it became a TV series, and then I think he's been in a couple of films recently. So that section's finished. That was out of 5 as well. So far the answers are out of 10. Now all answers begin with A. First one was, of course, an apple. A for apple. That's an astronaut over the earth there. Fantastic picture. So astronaut. Not sure which astronaut that is. That's an avocado. Very good for you. Don't eat the stone in the middle. That one's an Alsatian. You can't see it because it's hidden by my picture there, isn't it? But it's an Alsatian, so Alsatian, sometimes called German Shepherd. And the last one is an armadillo. Okay, an armadillo with armor plating. And they're much smaller than I thought they were, actually. You can see the size there. That's grass and leaves behind it. So quite small creatures, but quite well protected. If you got that right, very well done. So you go. That's the end of the quiz. 3 groups of 5 marks out of 15. Let me know how you did. Hope you enjoyed it. And look forward to seeing you next week, if not before. Take care.